Good afternoon, everybody. It's Jim and Jesse. Today we're back with another baseball card video. And today we're doing a PSA reveal. My 1971 Topps submission finally made it back to me. If you are curious about the return times of PSA submissions, you can go back and look and see when I submitted. I put the video out to send these cards in, and we kind of went through it originally. And then I've waited a few days since I got these back, so take off a week from when this goes up tomorrow, and then I'll give you the turnaround times. But we sent in 100 cards to PSA for grading from the 1971 Topps set. They were doing a 71 special. Figured we'd never get them as cheap again, so let's take the opportunity to get them in. We got those back. I did send these in with a couple other submissions. The Jordan submission, so I sent in like 50 Jordans and 1981 Topps as part of my 81 set. I think also went in with this. Those other two submissions have not come back yet. The Jordans are in QA check 2, where they've been for a few days, so we'd like to see that come back soon. But today's video is about these 71, so let's get into it. You can see a couple of the cards here. You can see the black borders make these incredibly tough cards to grade, kind of like 1985 Topps football if you've done something a little more recently. But these 71s are tough to find, and then the high numbers are incredibly harder to find, and so more valuable, but even harder to find in really good condition. So we sent in 100 cards, and I would love to tell you that these are the two worst cards we're going to look at. But these are the two best cards. So of the 100 I sent in, I got 2 8s, and they are right there, which you're not expecting 10s. This is vintage. This is 71s. You aren't expecting 10s and 9s. Pleased to get a couple of 8s. This is from a 71 set I picked up. Found a pretty good deal. Somebody trying to move a set, picked it up, and felt like the cards were fairly high grade. I had a few 71s of my own to switch in, and it's a set I wanted to build in decent condition. So I was able to get 100 or so cards. In this submission, I had already previously sent in a few of the bigger cards of this set, the Munson rookie, Ted Simmons rookie, the Nolan Ryan, the Clemente, etc. Those aren't in this. This is kind of that next tier down, as well as some of the higher end comments that we got back. Hopefully you can see in front of us here, we've got 3 stacks, fairly even. And you add those 8s back on there. You can see that the way these kind of work out is a third, a third, a third. A stack on the right, a third PSA 7s and 8s. A third PSA 6s, and unfortunately about a third under PSA 6, and we'll get into that. Certainly don't want to waste your time taking you through 100 different cards that came back. Happy if somebody has some questions about specifics or a card they're looking for, I'm sure we could talk about it. Feel free to send and ask a question, etc., etc. But here's what we got. I showed you the 2 PSA 8s, and those are pretty sharp cards, right? I mean, pretty clean for 1971. So pleased with those. And then we'll look at kind of the bigger cards of each section. I would love to tell you there's a number of big cards in the 71 side. That's not the case. But we did get a couple of nice ones. 71 Lou Brock. Hey, Cubs fans, how do you feel about that one? Sorry, just rubbing it in a little bit. Still the old Cubs Cards rivalry since they traded them over to us. But pretty good. Nice card. I'm pleased as a Cardinal fan. That's a great card to come back. Yankees team cards always do well. The 71s have these in portrait version. 71 Yankees team card, I think, is a pretty cool card. And then we did get Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew in a 7. Sharp looking card. Good corners. A little off in the centering, but pleased with that. Dave Duncan, legendary pitching coach more than anything else, in a 7. And then we've got a variety of other, like I said, I won't take you through all these, because there are a bunch of commons that you wouldn't. Obviously, Ken Brett, more for his brother, right? But if we were to flip through these, you'd see a variety of commons. Some names you'd probably know, like Manny Sanguin or managers like Chuck Tanner, but you do get into some of these cards like this Sonny Siebert, which are, you can see for number 710, part of the high number series, which are much harder to find. So these high grades are, or decently high grades are good cards to have for high numbers. So we've got a nice selection of those that came in with good grades as well. So not bad. Would love to tell you that all these cards came in 7+, but that's not the case. In fact, the most common grade we got was PSA 6. So we'll look at a few of the players here. It's World Series time, Game 6 going on right now. And a few important World Series folks in these pictures, right? Billy Buckner, famous through the legs, at 86 there. So Billy Buckner rookie card. One of the all-time pitching goats, Bob Gibson, RIP, and a 6. Nice card, pleased with that. Topps, Willie Stargell. Right. Nice looking card. Surprised I didn't send this in the first time, but Pete Rose. Nice PSA 6 there, Pete Rose. Lefty, Steve Carlton. Look at those sideburns, man. Wow. Vita Blue. I like that card. You can see the pitching in there. And then, just like anything else, we've got our wide variety of commons like anything else. We'll see who else we have in here. If there's people of note, I think, speaking of World Series, there's probably a Bill Mazeroski, I think. There's Tommy Davis. Billy Martin, legendary manager. There's Mazeroski, Bobby Mitchell, etc. And we've got some high numbers of these as well to come back in 6. So not bad, right? You know, you can't expect for a whole lot more than that from a, you know, random 71 set you picked up at a good price. But, you know, please nonetheless. And, you know, 6s are fine for 71s. I would love them to be better, but they're by no means trash cards. Unfortunately, I was hoping 6 would be the worst we saw. It is not. So this is the really good and good. This is the okay column, and this is both the bad and the ugly, and we'll take a look at a few more of these. Sometimes I find it more interesting to see what didn't come back in good grades. I also kind of chuckled that we got 2 5.5s, that we are really on that EX plus grade. A little wear on that left side. But it's not a bad card, man. So, I don't know. These black borders are tough. Our Reggie came back a 5. Was hoping to steal a 6 on it. I knew the centering was obviously off and the corners had some issues. So, probably better than nothing. But it's one of my favorite looking cards. I like this card. I think the 71 looks better than the 69 for sure. So it's one of my favorite cards, despite the 5 grade. Willie McCovey in a 5. The Rod Carew I cleaned up there. Came back with no qualifier in a 5. For those of you who've seen a video, got rid of some wax stains. So here he is in a 5. Jenny Bench. Obviously, I've got the obvious mark there on it. But here's what it is. Recently, RIP as well, Joe Morgan. A cool RBI leader card with Johnny Bench. Triple Crown winner, Frank Robinson. Then you get into some Rico Cardi, Willie Davis, etc. Got a number of 5s. Like I said, probably not a lot of names that are going to jump out, some high numbers. So for the commons I sent in, I was hoping to get better than a 5 if I took the time to send them in. We'll hit on a couple of those here in a second. Joe Niekro, Matty Alou, Al Oliver, Angels team card, And then we even get worse than a 5, right? So we've got the infamous 4.5. Just got one of those. And I shouldn't have sent that one in, or else it got damaged a little bit in the show. I don't remember that. The Jim Palmer came back in a 4. I knew the centering was bad. Hope to steal a little. I mean, obviously I knew it wasn't great, but I was thinking I might get a 6 out of it. Because look at the top corner's pretty darn sharp. But unfortunately there, his teammate Boog Powell and Tito Fuentes also came back as a 4. So nothing worse than a 4. But hey, sent them in, hit my minute quantity of 100 there. Got them in and got my grades back. But all in all, I'm pleased. Glad to have these back. I'm now I've got about 125 of these cards graded in the set. Looking to build on that, I think. It's not my #1 priority. At some point, the easiest way will probably be just pick up another set and mix and match and make one good set and try and get some money back out of the lesser set if I can buy it right. It's a strategy. Easier said than done. But that's what I'm thinking. So I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me and check out how these cards came back. Glad to see we got a couple of 8s in the lot here, and the 79, the grade 7 Lou Brock, one of my favorites, and didn't quite get what I wanted on the Reggie. But we'll be back with more card videos. I've got a Bowman Chrome box to open for you. From Roy Halladay's rookie year, and then we should have some more PSA reveals coming soon. So thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day. Let all your days be. Jim Mint. Take care.